Hey, how we doing, everybody? Todd here. I appreciate you stopping by. So, as you've seen in the opening roll, I got the four-wheeler trailer out. I got a few hours of daylight here after work, and two jobs I want to get done. I'm backed up to a tote of hickory. I need to toss some in the trailer because my son Evan is at school, but last night we loaded him up to take another delivery to our restaurant customer that Evan supplies. So he's going to be making that delivery, and I'll just show you this rack we got here. This is the rack that we've kind of dedicated to that customer. It's he likes 2/3 oak, which we've got in there, but I need to fill the rest of that up with some hickory because we like having his wood staged and ready to go in case he calls us and needs a delivery in a hurry, which he usually gives us plenty notice, but you know, we just like being prepared. So I'm going to get that done. And with that being said, that is the last green oak that I have on hand right now. And this man at this restaurant said his smoker requires unseasoned green. So I'm going to get this tote filled, or this rack filled up here. And then I'm going to take a trip next door and try to look for another oak tree that's close to the edge. So if nothing else, I'm going to do some sawing on some of this mulberry I got over there, but kind of go over there and scout around and get a little mulberry cut. There's one mulberry tree kind of out in the open I wanted to get down, so I thought I'd take you all along with me. And if you see behind me here, we got the platform moved, and you've seen in the last video, we started another row there with the walnut, and there is no snow on the ground. It's hot in this sweatshirt right now. Man, it's been a wild and crazy weather ride. So you might be asking, why do you keep taking that little four-wheeler trailer next door when you got that dump trailer sitting right up there? Well, the ground is saturated and sloppy on top. So, all right, enough yapping. I'm gonna get next door after I get this filled up and see what we can't find. So stick around and I'll take you all along with me. Let's get this filled up. So if y'all notice, when I was back there pulling this hickory out of the totes, I was kind of digging through it. This gentleman wanted all barkless, so that way this dust and stuff wouldn't blow in on the meat when he's smoking it. Unfortunately, when he came to look at it, I told him the only hickory we had was already coarse cut and split. Hickory's kind of hard to come by around here. So with that being said, it's already cut and split. I couldn't really get what he really wanted, so he's got to take what we have, but I'm trying to dig through it and get the barkless stuff out of there for him. The oak, we're kind of cutting it to order. It's like Evan's home. He must be waiting to go to that delivery. Well, Evan just got home, like I said, and changed of plans. He's got wood in the back of his truck still. He said he texted the gentleman, and he wasn't at the restaurant, and he said he'd be a while. So he just asked Evan if tomorrow would be a better day, and Evan said, that's fine. I'll just bring it tomorrow. So that's the way it goes when you're making deliveries. But anyway, we're going to get the rest of this rack filled up and get next door before I lose daylight here. All right, so I just kind of did a real quick walk around the island of woods here that we're cutting in. And I want to just let y'all know that I just don't go out cutting trees down just to cut trees down when they're standing live trees. But for those of you who haven't been following along, this whole strip of woods here, that strip there, and just follow my finger there all along the road is eventually going to go, because the farmer said he does not like farming around this. So this whole strip going this way, and there's fields all the way around it. If I don't cut them down, they're going to wind up being pushed in a big bulldoze pile and burned. So we just will harvest them, and somebody will get a little heat off of them at their house, or recreational, get a little enjoyment out of them. So I found a couple oak trees. That one right down there by the road is actually the next one that needs to go, but I'm waiting on the right wind on that one. It's got barbed wire in it. There's a couple here, the ones with the brown leaves. I think the next one to go, with it being kind of muddy, there's one right over here. That's the one I've picked out for the restaurant customer. It'll probably be the next one to go, because it'll fall down here. It'll fall right down here in the grass and be easy to get bucked up right there without being in the mud. So, all right, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. Man, this sun is horrible for filming, for taping. Sorry, I'm not filming. They used to do that back in the day. Video recording is what I'm gonna say. I'll flip it around and show you this mulberry. I'm trying to get over here out of the sun so there's not a glare on the camera for you. All right, so I'm gonna take this ugly bent over mulberry down real quick tonight, just so I get my wanting to run the chainsaw out of my system. The wind is starting to pick up just a tad bit, but you can tell which way it's gonna fall. I'm not worried about that. So I'll probably run this in time lapse, and that way the video doesn't run too long, and we'll get back with you when we get her all down. Well, that didn't go as planned. It was so dead it snapped and pinched my bar in there. That's why I brought two saws. So just as soon as I shut the camera off, that tree actually snapped and loosened up on my bar. But learn as you go, everybody. As you can see, the limbs on that tree were almost touching the ground before I started cutting it. So I decided to do a bore cut because it was leaning so far, but that was so dead and cracked down in there that it just snapped. It didn't even leave me an opportunity. I wasn't leaving much hinge wood, but I thought with the limbs on touching the ground that it would stand there and let me hit the trigger, but it didn't. But anyway, I can pull my saw out now, and we're not going to take too much of the top end of this because, of course, it's covered in poison ivy. All right, everybody, as you just seen, sun's going down fast. I'll show you what we come up with here. Evan cut a small mulberry up there. And then this here is all the crooked mulberry that I got down on the ground. And all that brush right there, normally I try to pile it up with the rest of it. Not tonight. That's got poison ivy all over in it. So I've been lucky so far, haven't got it. And Evan's over here, if you can see him over here, he's clearing out for this oak tree over here we're taking a look at for the next tree we might take down. Let me walk you over there. All right, so Evan just cleared this entire opening up. You couldn't see that oak tree 10 minutes ago. He's got a big pile of brush over there. And there's the one he wants. What do you say that is, about 28 inches at the bottom? It kind of bells.
Yeah, I'd say it's about 25.
So that tree right there might be smoking meat at the restaurant Evan serves. So all right, let's get over here and get some rounds picked up and head to the house. All right, so we got her all loaded up. Got a nice little trailer full of all the berries. We got mulberry in there, all the yellow stuff there with the rings. That piece right there is a piece of wild cherry, as well as that piece. And I think there's some hackberry in there somewhere. Yeah, this piece right there with the knobs on it, it's a hackberry. So we had a bunch of little trees in here. Unfortunately, the hard part about this little cutting job we got over here is the farmer wants us to leave these stumps high. So if you see all the stumps, that way they can come in here with the excavator later on and pinch those and break them over. But it makes it kind of a challenge when you're cutting. So chaps is a must. So I think that's got this whole edge cleaned up all the way straight across now. That mulberry tree is down. So I'll give you a look at it. We're just working on it a little at a time there. So, all right. With that being said, everybody, I appreciate you coming along with me today. And I'm glad reinforcements came, because Evan came over with the truck and we got all the saws in there because the little trailer was at maximum capacity. Well, that's going to wrap this one up. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me here to the end. If you made it this far, Evan has headed to the house and I need to head over there too. So just kind of watching the sunset here for a minute and enjoying that. So with that being said, like I always like to say, everybody, until next time, get outside. We'll see you.